My name is Jin. I am Ling's client for the 6 months health coaching, and I am incredibly happy about my investment. So before starting the coaching, I was 28 years old and I almost didn't know how to cook, like at all. So I came from this very strict education system. I was told to only focus all of my energy on my studies and my career and not to invest my time and energy in something that is useless, so-called, on stuff like cooking. I was always eating out. I just didn't have so much idea about food. Usually when I'm hungry, I just go and grab anything that I can from the outside. Also, I had this very negative idea towards cooking and also all the other housework because my mother was a housewife. I just saw that she was pressured into this housewife role and all of the responsibilities associated with that because she's a woman. I just felt very angry because of that, because I felt like, okay, as a woman, if you cook, then you might be taken away your power in working and in finance. I rebelled very strongly against that, and I just decided to never learn cooking, find a man that can cook for me, and make enough money so that I can eat out every day. I actually did all of that, but then I just started to feel that I have no idea what I am eating. I have no idea how to navigate my body signals. I just have no idea how to manage my health. This is just becoming something that is more and more pressing. I just started to get curious on, well, how can I integrate also my body somatic signals together with all the other aspects of my life? That's why I decided to join Ling's health coaching. The challenges are mainly that I just started to feel that even though I could eat out quite often, even though I found a man that can cook for me, I started to get bored about the food that I could get outside. I just started to feel that actually the food that I'm eating, in general, what I do with my physical body, actually has a very high impact on my psychological well-being and on my work productivity. And those are the aspects of my life that I have been valuing for a long time. But I just had no idea on health. I often got scared on whether I would get diseases that I hear people getting on the TV. I just didn't know what to eat. I felt that that was the right time to invest. Well, it turns out that I'm correct because I feel that if I had dragged on this whole topic for longer, then it would just be more difficult for me to manage my psychology and my work productivity. The earlier I invest in the coaching, actually the earlier it starts to pay off. Therefore, at that time, I made up my mind that, okay, I will invest this time, I will invest this money to join the coaching, and then in the end, it only turned positive results. I had a really positive experience with the coaching. I am super, super grateful for this whole opportunity to learn about health, to learn about nutrition in such a comprehensive way. I think it's not just knowledge packed that for someone as ignorant about nutrition before, it was easy to understand. So Ling was very patient that she made this comprehensive material, this online course. And then during the coaching sessions, she could explain everything in detail. And then when I had all of those questions, because I really had so little knowledge before, she could explain everything very patiently and very clearly. And sometimes we would explore some things together. Sometimes we would discuss about the cultural differences in the diet. So that is something that is very easy and very just easy flowing. And what did I find most valuable? Every weekly call that we have, it starts with a check-in. It starts with it's not dependent on the material that she provided, but more about how do I feel this week, which changes have I implemented, how long is my period cycle. I think every time this kind of personalized session really makes me feel seen and heard. And then there can be a lot of customized feedback. Some of those might not even be in the course materials, but then it's just the reactions of my body, the thoughts that I have, the things that happen in my life. I like how Ling in general implements this holistic approach. She can discuss with you about anything. She can also discuss about career challenges and so on, because in my belief, it's also that nutrition and health, they are never isolated topics. They're actually very highly related to all the other aspects of our lives. Therefore, I really like that this is not just nutrition focused. This is not just about kind of the old education system that I have received on well, this food has this nutrition, this kind of vitamins, and like we'll just remember them, eat them when you're at this day of your period, and so on. I think her approach is very intuitive. This makes me feel really comfortable. This is also something that's just very suitable for women, I believe, because we do not function in this linear way, and we function in this cyclical way. I feel like this very gentle and very patient approach is something that I really enjoy. I have really changed a lot, and it's not just me that noticed this, it's also my parents and my boyfriend and my friends in general and my social media followers, because all of a sudden I started to talk about food, and I started to talk about food passionately, and everyone was just shocked. I never liked to help my boyfriend in the kitchen, but then I started to come up with new ideas, and I started to challenge his Western eating habits. He has learned quite a lot from me. This new cooking experiment became a fun couples activity. I can make really delicious desserts right now, and that's something that he just leaves to me exclusively. For me personally, I just feel that I have a lot less bloating in my stomach, which was a lasting problem for many years. I have seen changes in my period cycle, so my cycle has not been regular and it's quite long. Usually there's some pain on the first day, but then there was a while in summer, the cycle was suddenly shorter and suddenly it was a lot less painful. So in general, my period cycle is also just something that is really nice to learn about, because I also had so little idea on that, and I just push myself to function like a man with like this linear productivity, so as to say. I feel that like adjusting my food and knowing which food are good for me, I've been feeling really good about it. I really developed more of this just intuition towards food, that I am open to trying things, but then I know which kind of things are actually good for my body, and then I know how to make them or how to look for them, instead of like before that I just grab anything that I can have. I definitely feel that food and preparing for food is becoming another activity in my life that is just helping my mental well-being. Because before, actually cooking would stress me out because I feel that it was a waste of time. And now, actually cooking calms me down. So I just feel like sometimes if I am stressed by like work stuff, and if I can spare some time to prepare food for myself and touch natural ingredients like this, then I would just feel calmer. I really want this connection with nature. And that is just something that is, to be honest, very shocking for myself. I am such a city person, and I developed this affection towards food and nature. That's something really amazing. I wouldn't have predicted that before I joined the coaching. I joined the coaching because I just wanted to know about how to find food, how to find good food for myself, mental well-being at a good time. But then I actually gained so much more from that. I not only learned how to cook, but I also learned so much more about the holistic health topic, about stress management and everything. So I'm super grateful. I feel that every week with this check-in at the beginning of the live call, that is really helpful for me because that is a space for me to express myself and then to just discuss the unique situations that I face that might not be covered in the online course. There are always like new insights, new topics, new explorations. Ling is very nice to talk with. She's very understanding. She's a very good listener. It's just always nice energy to enjoy. When she explains the teaching materials, she's always very understanding. I also enjoyed the whole perspective of not being very rigid, but then more about like listening to the intuition. And also never to make something 100%, for example, junk food. So Ling never said to cut it like entirely, but then she said, well, there's 80-20, that 80% of the time we can have healthy food and 20% of the time we can have the food that we crave. And that's very helpful. I definitely realized that my craving towards potato chips or cakes, they have been reduced. I take time to prepare fresh and natural food, then I actually crave junk food a lot less. And then even when I crave them, I don't feel guilty anymore. I just feel that it is also in my right to enjoy the food I want in the moment. I just in general like that it is also self-paced, that I can go back to them sometimes. I also really enjoyed many of the handouts, especially the recipes and inspirations. I sometimes go to supermarkets and then I would go to the recipes and look for them and like just shop in real time. That is really fun. I really feel that, well, my hands have been held very well during this journey. I particularly appreciate that there's so much attention on, for example, period cycle, like those things that I really knew so little about. And I feel that my knowledge on health and nutrition was probably really among the lower end in the population. But then there's just so much support and so much understanding. And I really made a huge jump that within a month or two, I just had so much changes in my body and in my taste and also just in my behavior and interest level that lots of people around me were so shocked. When I encounter even different situations, like for example, I just heard some other people got some diseases and then I got scared if I would contract the same. And there are also just very tailored guidance and support, and there's just this very nice energy that I feel that, well, nothing that I say is ridiculous. Those are the things to work through. I can develop more acceptance towards myself, and all of those are very valuable. I absolutely recommend this coaching to others because for me, especially coming from such a low baseline in terms of knowledge and the skills for nutrition and health, I have made such a huge change that I am even a bit more knowledgeable about like grocery shopping or nutrition or cooking, and I think sometimes make even like tastier stuff compared to the people who started to do this since they were in high school. So I feel really proud of myself. This is just also like opening another area in my life. That is something fun that I have learned to just change my conditioned thoughts from that cooking is a chore, cooking is disempowerment towards women. I have transformed that into cooking is something fun, cooking is something that I do for myself. Cooking is self-care. Health is interesting. And all of those, these are assets that I can take with me wherever I go for my entire life. And I'm really grateful that I invested at such a time that it was. So I felt a very strong call back then that I feel like I should really take this health topic into more serious consideration. And even though I didn't have huge health complaints, I decided to go for it because I just felt like, okay, I really wanted this. In the end, I have to say I'm super, super grateful that I made the choice when I felt this call, because if I had delayed this till even later, then I would lose so much joy in my life from the knowledge that I have on nutrition and health. I would lose so many connecting moments with my boyfriend and friends just through food. Probably my psychological well-being and work productivity would be affected. And if my psychology was affected, I wouldn't know where it was. I feel that actually the physical dimension is just so fundamental to all the other aspects in our lives. But then usually before people have the big health breakdown, many people just don't realize it and then they will just keep on with their existing habit. But I have to say I realized that health is some of the biggest assets that we have in our whole life. If you're healthy, even though it might go unnoticed, but then it is just until you are less than healthy, then you will realize how good it is to just feel healthy. We really don't have to wait until we're sick to invest in such knowledge. Because I feel like I invested at a time that I felt okay, but then I was not at the best. And I felt like that could be a missing piece. Therefore, I just feel like it was such a great decision. I feel like if I had delayed it, then it actually would cost me even more money to fix the health in other approaches. But then when I invested early, of course, with the inflation and so on, actually I would invest like less money the earlier I invest. But then also I have learned to cook more and to eat out less, which also saved me money. This is just also such an amazing experience that I would rather have earlier than later, because after the coaching that I have received, I can just replicate this experience for myself with cooking and with health management over and over again. I feel that everyone actually can have this knowledge. It's just so sad that in our formal education system, how rare is it to hear such knowledge. And also, I know that there are many health or nutrition coaches out there that they follow this very rigid meal plans. I don't think any of those make so much sense. I feel like definitely everyone needs such knowledge and everyone needs such personalized guidance. I feel that really don't wait until you're sick. Invest when you feel good already and you can feel even better in the future and you don't have to suffer anymore. Yeah, in general, well, I have had such a great experience in this coaching. I have had such a huge transformation, especially from where I came from at the beginning until, well, where I am right now. Yeah, I'm super grateful. I'm very happy that I have made the decision. I'm very happy that Ling has been so supportive in this whole journey. I also want to say that it's just very great. Like, well, it's just so good that this coaching lasts for so long, because I have also personally noticed this kind of significant impact on the weather, especially in Berlin, Germany, where like the summer is so nice and the winter is so cold and so gray. I have definitely realized that the environmental factors can play a role in my food preferences and my in general behaviors. Yeah, therefore, I feel that working with Ling for a longer duration and through different seasons, across different stages of your life, it's absolutely beneficial. I just hope that more people can benefit from such knowledge and such experiences, because every one of us deserve a life that we just feel better in our bodies. I hope that this holistic approach that Ling has can bring better lives to more people in the world. And yeah, I'm super grateful for everything that I have experienced in the past 6 months.